Okay, so today's exercise for our little robots is a little bit different to what we've done before with the smart camera and the easy robot stuff. We're going to use this little guy who is the Edison, and he's a inexpensive robot. You can pick him up for somewhere less than £40 on Amazon and places like that. And they're very simple. They're Lego compatible, so all these studs can connect to Lego. These wheels come off and you can hook Lego replacement pieces in. You can take a pair of them and put them together and make more complicated devices. But what we're going to do today is the really cool thing about, or one of the really cool things about Edison, is it has the ability to run built-in programs to give your students some idea about just how robotics and sensors and stuff like that work. So what we're going to do is very quickly, I'm just going to pin the corner of this mat down, and this mat is available free of charge. I say it's free of charge, obviously you have to pay for it to be printed, but the actual thing is out there to be able to use. We turn the robot on quite simply by moving the switch underneath, and you see the lights go on the front of it to indicate it's turned on. And what we're going to do first off is to do this line tracking thing. Now it has a bunch of subroutines built in, and the way you do it is very much like a VCR. We're just going to press record, which is these red round button, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and he runs forward over that, and as now basically that barcode tells it to execute a particular part of the code within the robot. You then hit play, which again, like a VCR, is the triangular, and he will go round, and he's been told to follow a black line. So he has sensors underneath, and you'll see him shuffling round. He'll follow that line basically until we turn him off or he runs out of power. So he's quite clever. He'll scoot along, and even though the surface isn't particularly totally flat, it's avoiding it, so it's kind of clever. And as I say, he'll go round there. So what we're going to do when he comes back round, we're going to stop him and we're going to try something a little bit different. He's still managing to get round that circle. It's a little bit uneven, like I say. Ideally it needs a flat surface. It's ideal for, I'm going to take him off there, it's ideal in classrooms. You can do things like have him follow lines that the students build, so you can basically play with markers either on a whiteboard laid on the floor, or a piece of white plastic or something like that, or you can use black electrician's tape and run that on the floor for him to be able to follow. I say him, it could be a her. So what I'm going to do next is, we have a bunch of things on here like sumo wrestling, and I haven't got another one to be able to run it. Well, I do, but I haven't got another one powered up to be able to do that. We have a bouncing borders, and again it's the same trick. 1, 2, 3. It runs over that, and if I put him in the middle now and press play, when he sees the black line, he runs away from it. And it might look like he's just going backwards and forwards, but he is actually moving slightly differently, and you'll see it go away. So what's happening is the light sensors underneath are detecting a transition from white to black, and as soon as it sees that, it's telling it to turn and go away. And at the moment he's getting stuck behind our big robot guy here, and I will move him out of the way. So underneath there are these sensors, and these sensors are what are actually detecting that. There's a stop button, a square one, so you can stop him. Next thing I'm going to do is to do this avoid an obstacle. Again, 1, 2, 3, run over, and this time, if we're lucky, we can drive him at JD and he'll go away from JD. However, you can't make him not plough into the... You see the lights on the front flashing? That's actually detecting there's something in front of it. So you've had following a line, staying away from a line, detecting and staying away from an object. It also has audio capabilities. Obviously you hear it going bleep bleep bleep, but it can listen. It's not got a huge range of stuff you can do, but you can make it listen for particular things. So now he's set up, and he's set so that if I go clap, he'll turn, and if I go, he'll go forwards. And it's quite a cool setup. It allows you to get a bunch of things demonstrated very easily, and obviously this would probably only take a single lesson to be able to have the kids work through, but it shows you quite easily what the capabilities are of the robot. It shows you the sensors at the front, the sensors underneath, and obviously the audio sensor, which I believe is here or here. And it just lets you actually get to grips with the robot without having to instantly think about programming, without having to look at code or anything like that. And code is the next thing along. I did actually want to show, for those people like me who are ancient, there is one other really cool thing about the Edison bots, and we're about to get invaded by a Great Dane. This is, ta-da, the Edison connector. And for those of us like me who go back to the days of Commodore 64s and Spectrums and ZX81s, this is an audio adapter, and you plug the audio adapter into the underneath of the robot like that, and you plug that into the output, audio output from your laptop or computer, and when you want to download the program, you simply send the signal down there, just like we used to do with the cassette tapes on the older computers. Okay, well that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and remember they can you can pick these up, I say, less than £40 on Amazon, and it will give you hours and hours and hours of things you can do with it. We'll take a look at some of the programming side of it later in the week, just because you can do programming in a block-based language and script-based languages. It supports Python, supports Scratch, so it's ideal for the UK, where those are the two languages that get pushed in schools. Okay, and on that note, I will see you later in the week. Thank you for watching, and